We're 5 months in, and I have to wonder, why hasn't my channel grown? No matter what I do, it always ends the same way. Back where I started with no possibility to grow. But what can you do, you know? Sorry for the negativity. Let's get on with it. I'm MegamanNG, and I welcome you to my monthly update for June of 2024. It's on time, mostly, because I hate having to make these updates late. But in truth, this is also a summer in doubt. I say it for two different reasons. One of which relates to how random the weather is, and the other, you can get the idea. Let's get the show on the road, shall we? Now, before we begin, I do want to say that if you enjoy my content, please be sure to do these 5 simple things. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. In terms of watch time, May has improved somewhat. However, it never hurts to improve it some more. So if you haven't been following and subscribing, please do so. As I said already, 2024 is the year where it makes or breaks. I want this channel to make it through the year, not break when I finally call it quits. This is a follow-up to last month's Real Talk, and it's pretty obvious that my disdain for gaming journalists is at an all-time high. So yes, let's get on with it. My Real Talk. As you know, I have a dislike for gaming journalists, as well as websites that claim they review games when in truth, they understand little and would praise certain games over others. If you remember, websites like IGN and GameSpot gave Stellar Blade a 7 out of 10. One of the big nitpicks they had with it was that the female characters looked dull and uninteresting. Hell, they had a lot of issues with the game, and I'll be honest, my disdain for these journalists have not changed at all. It's kind of a reason why I'm mostly an independent reviewer. When I review video games, I do them in an unbiased manner. My opinions are my own, and you're free to disagree with me. May know better by the fact that many of these journalists are a bunch of assholes. One of the best to me, or rather one of the worst, or rather one of the biggest, was Alyssa Mercante, senior editor at Kotaku. I'll sum it up in just a few words. She's a dick. She's someone who should rather focus her time on making game guides than going after gamers like us. Although I find it fitting that Kotaku is pretty much garbage. Nobody should waste their time with these websites, such as IGN, Kotaku, and GameSpot. Nowadays, you have content creators who can review games better than these reviewers ever could. I'm more a writer, if anything, but yeah, they are irrelevant. I despise gaming journalists, and I know you all do too. The only opinion that should ever matter is your own. That's all there is. And if these reviewers have a problem with that, my comment section is open. So yeah, to all these gaming journalists who think they know better about gaming than we do, yeah, I'm all open. Bring it on. The month of May was home to a lot of things that I was able to finish. Seriously, I finished a lot of playthroughs in the month of May. There was a lot. I already finished Dragon Quest V, Hand of the Heavenly Bride. It was a fun and challenging game. I now have a better understanding as to why the game was a big hit back in 1992. I never played the original Super Famicom version because we never got it. Enix pretty much gave up on Dragon Quest in the West after the 4th entry. It wouldn't be until 2019 when I paid $65 for a copy of Dragon Quest V at New York Comic Con, and I don't regret it. I will be returning back to Dragon Quest in the future with Realms of Revelation. But I right now need to brainstorm something. Let's just say that the 6th entry has me wanting more questions than answers. I also finished Spirit of Justice, but not completely. There's still the DLC case, Turnabout Time Traveler. I'll be explaining that in my plans for June, but yeah, this game was way better than Dual Destinies, and I loved it. A lot. Thank you, Capcom, for giving me the opportunity to do the Apollo Justice Ace Attorney trilogy. Now, I only wish they included the asinine attorney bits, but other than that, I loved it. Not only that, but I completed Stellar Blade. Like most other games, I loved it, though I only got 2 of the 3 endings. But as far as that goes, the playthrough is done. Because the 3rd ending is a bit more depressing, and I prefer the true ending if anything. I want the game to succeed so that way we can get more games like this. I tire of Sony's idiotic double standards, where Western games can have what they want, and Eastern games get censored. It needs to stop. It's a reason why I prefer niche games more than AAA games, and it's also a reason why I'm doing more content on the Nintendo Switch than on the PlayStation. I kid you not. I also started on new playthroughs as well, such as Super Mario Wonder and Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door on Switch. You guys like Mario content so much, you got your wish. It does better than anything else I created on this channel, so what can you do? So now you wonder what's going to come for the month of June. Well, not much actually. I will be finishing up Super Mario Wonder. That playthrough is not long. The only thing that remains is the Special Zone. And if you wonder, yeah, the final episode of the post-game will cover the final test. Once that's done, that's it. It's going to be 12 parts. To everyone who has shown up for the playthrough, thanks, truly. Also, the final test can go to the lowest pits of hell. God damn. I will be continuing Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Currently, I'm recording an intermission where I tackle the Trouble Center, and let me tell you, the backtracking is streamlined. I liked it. I'm already finished with it, so soon I will be reaching Chapter 5, and I'm going to see this whole thing through to its end. That's a promise. This will also include the post-game, but it will depend on how far I go. Yes, I know that they included new bosses, but it's all going to test my patience and strategy. Knowing me, I'll have something figured out. You know how I am, to be honest. I always come up with a tactic to get the job done. I always do. Last but not least is the DLC case for Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, Turnabout Time Traveler. I haven't forgotten about this game. Why? Because I needed a break from doing Spirit of Justice. That and I was feeling a bit under the weather. Coming back from a trip at Punta Cana, only to end up dealing with a serious cold and then having to spend days with a messed up voice. That didn't help at all. Now that I've recovered, I'm going to be making sure that once I get what I can finish to get back into it. I still also have to do the asinine attorney stuff as part of the extra content for the trilogy. All I ask is that you be patient with me. I'm only one person who can only do so much. In terms of new stuff, I have a few ideas. They consist of the following. One of which is the PlayStation 5 version of Hi-Fi Rush. It's twofold. One to honor Tango Gameworks, and the other for basically giving Microsoft the finger for shutting that studio down. Another game is Berserk Boy, one I'm dying to cover on YouTube. And it's similar to Mega Man as well as another game I did a while back, Gravity Circuit, and I love that game. In addition, there is Scareclaw, a game by Inti Creates. You know I have covered many of their games, such as Gunvolt, Luminous Avenger, Blaster Master Zero, and others. Knowing these guys, they'll pull it off, and I hope to try it for myself. Last but not least is Arzette and the Jewel of Faramore. This is also a game I want to do on my channel because I'm reminded of the Zelda CDI games. Surprisingly, many that were involved in those games are in this one, so I'm making that somewhat of a priority. Yes, I'm putting more emphasis on smaller titles because honestly, the gaming industry has gone to hell. Nowadays, games are all about trying to appeal to an audience that doesn't exist. Made no better by the fact that there are those companies that are similar to Sweet Baby Inc. coming in and having to change up games for the sake of appealing to modern audiences. Newsflash, they do not exist. They never have, and these people who are changing these games to suit their narratives are a bunch of clowns that don't deserve to be in this industry. But even now, people won't listen. They'll be excited for those games. Me, though, I'm not. I have other interests, and I don't want to waste my money on garbage. Plus, my backlog isn't getting any bigger. If you're wondering about Luigi's Mansion 2, aka Dark Moon, it will be coming. I will make sure to do the original, though I wonder if you would mind if I did the 3DS version. The same can be said for Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2. If I get my hands on it, I will cover it. That's basically my schedule for the month of June of this year. It ain't much, but it counts for something. If you've been noticing from the updates so far, it's that I'm putting more emphasis on older games. Been like that for me since 2022 thanks to the generosity of someone I've known for years. Since then, I put more emphasis on older games. One of the biggest is that older games has none of the stuff that current gaming has. If you've noticed, gaming nowadays are filled with the following. live service, released incomplete or sometimes broken, and sometimes filled with microtransactions. Hell, they even release games that are incomplete and then they charge us to get the rest. But also many of these games, as well as those yet to come, are either censored to release on their console like the PS5 or to be made for modern audiences. I mentioned this already, but I will say it again. I am sick of what gaming is now. I have little to no reason to spend money on games now because the companies that make these games are not in it just to entertain us. They're in it not only for profits, but also to fill check boxes to appeal to certain groups. That turned me off after Spider-Man 2, and now I'm very turned off with some of the more recent games. If you know, then you know. I'm already pissed off as it is and why I made the decision not to do these AAA games and instead focus on niche titles. There are plenty, that I assure you. A lot. I got a backlog and many of them are going to be games that will be seen on YouTube. So keep your eyes open. You might find it interesting. I'll keep this short, but I may as well say it here. As of now, I have about $600 saved up. What for? To get my hands on an HP Victus laptop in Costco. Now, I may have to make some purchases for personal and hygienic reasons, but point is, I'm saving up money so I can get a new gaming laptop and get myself at full speed. As I would state already, there are two reasons for it. The first is that Windows 10 will be reaching end of life in 2025. The HP Omen laptop I have is Windows 10, while the current laptop I have is Windows 11. I use that for business. The second, let's just say that I worry that my HP Omen laptop I've had since 2020 is on borrowed time. It works fine, but since I only use it just to record, edit, and render. But I worry that unless I get my hands on a post-warranty plan, I'm also on borrowed time. As you know, I received my last paycheck from Omnia Media a few weeks ago. With that means I'm free. Like how I was free in 2019 when Twitch banned me a second time, and I'm kind of thankful for that. I'm free from Omnia, but yeah, because I know that my laptop may be on borrowed time, I may have to spend money to get a post-warranty plan. But if my laptop can manage until I have enough to get the Victus, I'll be good to go. I don't want to ask anyone for help, but if you're willing to help out with this fundraiser of sorts, you're more than welcome to. The links are in the description below. Should you choose to contribute, you will get a shout out. Anyone that donates $100 will get a shout out that lasts 3 months. And those who contribute $400 will get one that lasts an entire year. Besides, I do this because I want to keep doing what I love. This is not mandatory. I am not DSP. Darkside Phil, the same DSP that would spend thousands of dollars on a mobile game. I don't do that. None of this is mandatory. None of it at all. But it would really mean a lot if you can. Well, wait, I'm supposed to say this is not mandatory, but it is appreciated if you can. I'm only one person who can only do so much, but when I deliver, I do deliver. That is a fact. It's on time, somewhat, but if it's a little late, I apologize. I got a lot on my plate and I really need to get myself going. Besides, you guys will be seeing more Mario Wonder and Paper Mario. I will be returning to Turnabout Time Traveler when Mario Wonder is finished. Just bear with me because, like I said, I'm only one person who can only do so much. It's how it is. And being a content creator for almost 18 years, it can be draining. Absolutely draining. I said this already, but I may as well say it once more. Please don't forget that if you enjoy what I do and the content that I produce, please consider supporting me, whether it be through channel memberships, my Ko-fi, or through PayPal. Anyone that does a dono through PayPal will get a shout out. And $100, you get one for 3 months, and $400 a year. All will go towards improving the channel, and believe me, I can't stress this enough. It helps. Truly it does. If you enjoyed this, please be sure to hit that thumbs up button, the like button. It means a lot. If you enjoyed this or any of my other content, please be sure to do these 5 things. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and click the bell. It helps. Also, I want to improve our watch time. Last month was an improvement, but I want to keep it going. I want to improve, and it can be done by subbing and clicking that bell. Anyone that says it doesn't help is foolish. I mean it. It does help. This is MegamanNG signing off. Peace out. Hopefully this month will be a bit better.